Hi, this year 2021 World Speech Day. The title is Humanity at a Crossroad. Is human really at a crossroad? Humanity has its root word from human. So is human then at a crossroad? Crossroad means at a time for decision, where do we turn? Do we take the road that's least traveled just to prove that we are radical? All cell phones, if you go to the setting mode, has a reset button. It is inbuilt, but we seldom use it because we have already tailor-made our phone function. Finally, one day, it builds up too much lag, and only way out is to just do the reset button. Humans are not built this way. Our memories and experiences of life build our belief system and make us what we are today. And events that happens to us change our course of life. But we must take it as a lesson learned and not as a lesson or a difficult day. The story I'm about to tell you changes the course of my life. The unexamined life is not worth living, quote Socrates. I'm about to tell you this story that changes my outlook of life as a human. A friend of mine, a known businessman, successful businessman, and well-to-do, is always on our usual guest list whenever we have a social party. He's always pleasant, kind gentleman, and a great company. All of us just like him and is a welcome guest. He pays fair share of contribution all the time. But I noticed one habit he has that puzzled me and caused me to wonder why he behaved in this manner. I don't think he needs to do what he does since he's not in great needs. I silently dislike his habit, but was never brought up to anyone as it seems quite trivial and no one thinks much of it. Maybe it's only affecting me. I notice he does this almost at every party. At most Asian party, we always provide more than we can consume. And then the challenge is wondering what to do with excess. Then the plastic container and the bags come out, and we will ask everyone to take home the excess. Most will be reluctant to take home anything, thinking this would mean eating leftover for the next day. I, for one, signal my wife not to take anything, and she too agreed. And with our small family, we do not need it and gracefully refuse. But this friend of mine would quickly volunteer to take as much as is offered to him. He would say it was nice and I would like to have some more to take home. He does not have a big family. In fact, he's a single bachelor boy. Wow, sometimes the food he takes can probably feed him for days. Anyone that does not want his share, he will gladly take and box it up and load it into his expensive Mercedes. What a miser, I thought. And how much can he save on food, bills? And I always wonder in silence. This is when my belief and his belief part ways. One day, at our usual social gathering, my wife has to leave early, and I wanted to stay longer, and this friend offered to give me a lift home. I gladly accept the offer of the ride. The usual happened, and he took most of the extra that most of us refused. As the party ended, we said our goodbyes, and as I got into his car, he said, "Do you mind if I were to drop something off to some friends before eventually dropping you home?" Well, I did not mind, and since he's quite a fun to be with, another half an hour will be no difference to me. What he did surprises me and was life-changing to me, and I found that I have actually misunderstood him all these years. His kind gesture was not published and not known to almost anyone, but now I'm privileged to know. He would pass by guard houses of condominium and some places that were homeless and drop off the food that he has accumulated from the parties and hand over to them in both hands. I wind down the window to hear what he says. That's what he says. "I hope you don't mind. These are good food and it is still hot." All of them with a smile gladly take it from him and thank him profusely. I remember one even said, "Last week curry chicken was very nice." It shows he does it regularly. What a gesture of human for another human. Napoleon Hill said this: "If you can't do great things, do small things in a great way." Humanity is not at a crossroad. It is human that had lost his way to remember another human in need. And in a small way, stay human. I hope this pandemic has taught us nothing, but has taught us one thing. If only we share our blessings, we stay human and live like a human. Let's march forward for humanity and keep going and provide and be a blessing to another human. Thank you. My name is Samuel Sham. Thank you.